NRL Daily, the Journos edition. And here we go with Adam Peacock alongside Michael Chammas from the Sydney Morning Herald.
Adam will have all the insight, the text messages, the drama with Victor Raldey, Brandon Smith, the alleged drug dealers, and what went down, including some breaking news around the text messages involving a potential $18,000 payout.
And Danny Weidler from 9 News.
Gus's legendary Chinese meals will take you inside, mate.
Here we go.
Surprise, surprise.
Boys, I feel distraction is in the air. So, Chammy and Danny are here. Danny's all relaxed. He's having his iced coffee. Chammy is on the go. He's walked in like he's a stockbroker, and it's Black Monday. And he is Jordan Belford, doesn't have the lifestyle.
No.
And he is making calls. He's doing things. He's pulling strings.
I'm not leaving.
You know what? His hair looks different too. It looks like you've got a new
I did a little
hairstyle.
side part. Yeah, is
I
that
don't know if
okay?
I like the side part. I like
Why
how it
not?
was last week.
Okay.
Hey,
Thanks for your fashion advice.
Yeah,
at least he has the option.
yeah, good options.
Yeah.
Good options.
How would you part your hair?
I've got Lego hair.
Mate, you
It
perm
just-
your hair.
I wish it wasn't curly, but it is.
Oh, man. This Brandon Smith, Victor Radley story, as we sit here right now, we've got to record sometime. We're not a live podcast. So as we sit here right now, the story is evolving.
Correct.
But can we go back to, because just for context, I saw Michael Chammas on Tuesday walking into the building at North Sydney where I was doing some work for Stan Sport, and Chammy was walking in and I said, mate, we'll catch up for a coffee. I called him an hour later and he goes, mate, yarn's about to break, so I can't do anything. Sorry.
He wanted to go for lunch in the middle of me
No, I
trying to get
didn't.
it.
Just a little piccolo, you know,
okay.
but you're too busy.
I did actually brush him.
It got going quick. Now, you said a week ago that this yarn was going to be interesting, the timing of it, because the Roosters, theoretically, at that stage, could have still been in the competition. They're not.
Yeah.
But all this yarn has now focused primarily on Victor Radley and not Brandon Smith. How has it evolved?
Yeah, well, the story yesterday, which both us and the Sydney Morning Herald and the Telegraph reported, was around the exchange, the text messages between Victor Radley, Brandon Smith, and the alleged drug dealers. Now, for Victor Radley, now he's not up on any charges. The Queensland police aren't after him. He's not accused of any wrongdoing, but the public perception is what is going to cause him problems because the text messages between his phone and the people involved indicate Queensland police claim that a pickup was made of illegal substances. Now, Nick Politis' zero tolerance comment at the start of the year, which, let's face it, was made after the Latrell Mitchell white powder photo surfaced. And I'm
So
sure
you're saying that it was Nick saying that we're better than Souths.
oh, well, yeah, I
We
think.
handle things better. We don't have those issues at our club.
And he said that Trent Robinson doesn't stand for it. Now, I think there are people at the club who at the time thought, "Oh, what are you doing, creating this situation here, Nick? It may come back to bite us," and it has. And I think if Nick hadn't said those comments, they might be in a position where they might be able to get away with not parting ways with Victor Radley. But I think at the moment it is at a point where, and you tweeted this earlier today, and having spoken to people I have, I think they are exploring their options.
I'm trying to think what is actually, like, we're recording at 11:30 or something on what day is it, Wednesday?
Yeah, it was meant to be 11, but Chammy was running late.
Yeah, I understand why he's running late today. I can
Got things to
accept
do
that.
and people to see.
But as we're recording, the latest information that I got out of the Roosters is that they're looking at Victor Radley's contract. They're looking at salary cap repercussions for them, and working out whether they can make a clean exit from Victor Radley's contract.
Yeah.
So they don't. That is Nick Politis' original statement made in January.
It was early this year. Yeah,
Zero
Telegraph.
tolerance. Right now, Adam, they're backing that through. Now, whether it'll happen, it depends a little bit on how easy it is to exit from that contract.
And you know how it rolls, because we spoke about this just before we came on air while we were waiting for Chammy, was, okay, so within the hour of that becoming public knowledge, someone will quote Clint Newton from the RLPA about why you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And that's how this story is going to evolve. Can you see the roadmap of how this story, okay, you've done what you've done in the last 24 hours in terms of reporting what you know and reporting what deserves to be in the public domain. Do you know when you start doing that, how the roadmap looks, next step, say we're sitting here in 48 hours, how it's all played out?
Well, so my mail is that when the Roosters sat down with Victor Radley, he told them This is my mail.
How long ago was this when they sat down with
A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
When the first story came out, when we reported on 100% Footy that he was implicated in all this, he told the Roosters, I need to stress, this is the mail that I'm being told, that he did not pick up the drugs, that he didn't follow through on the attempts to contact the dealer and purchase the cocaine. Now, if that is true, that is another strike against his name, because the Roosters will then say he has lied to them.
If there is
He has
proof.
misled them if there is proof.
Yeah,
and
correct.
the Queensland police claim that they have the evidence in the text messages before and after, 1 minute away, he said to the guy. And then after, there was a message basically saying, he said his phone messaged the drug dealer's phone saying, you sorted us good.
Yeah.
So
again, we don't know. We don't know exactly what happened, but we're only going on what those text messages say.
that's right.
And that's all the Roosters will know as well. You know, but that obviously is different.
Well, it's like
to-
the Gus situation
With
last
Josh,
year
yeah.
at Okar.
Yeah.
Like he thought one thing and then he got more information that it was another thing.
Yeah. And I guess what this comes back to is the Nick Politis comments, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with Nick Politis saying that he doesn't tolerate anything like that at his club. And he's always been a man of his word. And I guess we're going to see whether that comes to fruition.
Because you know Nick Politis well, Danny.
Absolutely.
So what are the feelings you get from that club and that man about how he would react to what's happened in the last 6 weeks?
Well, he hates drugs.
Yeah.
Right? And whether, like I live in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, and I think it'd be naive to think there aren't 20 and 30-year-olds every weekend involved in drugs.
Doing what they want to do.
Doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
But the view from the Roosters, or at least from Nick Politis, is I employ professional sports people.
Yeah.
And I don't want that in my club. And you know what? In some ways, I admire Nick having such a strong anti-drug stance when it comes to professional sport, because I think a lot of professional sport is piss weak when it comes to drugs. And I think that, I can, just from my point of view, I don't understand why professional sports people, I'm not just saying NRL players, can't just say for a decade of their career, let's give that a miss.
Yeah.
Let's not get involved in any of that, because our bodies are our tool and we have to use them the best that we possibly can to maximise my income, my future, what I want to do for my teammates. So I get that. That is where Nick Politis comes from. I think it's naive to think, though, that drugs aren't a major part of society.
The Roosters love Radley, right? He is a Rooster through and through.
Junior, Clovelly Crocodile.
He cares about that club probably more than anyone in that playing group, okay? They know that.
Yep.
That's the hard thing for him. They also know the fact that they've started up this academy where they've got 15 or 16-year-olds. You've been there. You hosted a dinner there. And
He loves to throw that out there, doesn't he?
but that's the thing. They are talking to families, talking to mums and dads, and saying, you can trust the Sydney Roosters. You can trust your son with us.
Yeah,
we'll look after him.
Yeah.
And if this is coming in,
as a parent, they'd want to hear that.
well, they'd want to hear that. The difficult thing for them, how do they sell that dream? How do they convince these parents if this information comes to light and they don't do anything about
Well, you know
it?
how they do it, but by being harsh on Victor.
And now this is where it gets difficult. Let's just say they decide to sack him. We've seen it before with Todd Carney. He may have a case against them with Taylor May. He may try and get them on wrongful dismissal. So if that happens, I don't know if Victor Raldey will go down that path, because if it goes down that path and it goes to court, then all the other guys, your Tedesco's, your Townsend, all those guys who are on the trip who have been implicated because of Victor Raldey, they'll all have to take the stand. I don't think Victor Raldey does anything of that nature. The Roosters, though, they don't want to pay him out. So if they sack him, let's go through this. If they sack him, they don't pay him a cent. He doesn't go on the salary cap and he leaves. The risk is he sues them for wrongful dismissal. Correct. The other option is they come to an agreement with him and say, Victor, your time at this club is up. Let's have a mutual understanding that you'll part ways. And here's a settlement. Either way, they could give him 200 on the cap. 200,000, that'll go in the cap. And then they say, here's 200,000, you go find another home.
Chammy, the relationship that's interesting now is the one between Nick Politis and Sam Ayub.
Victor's agent.
Victor's agent.
They're close, yeah?
well, they've been very close for a lot of years. Like I've known both of those guys for 30 plus years, and the number of times I would ring to say to speak to Nick or a Sam, and they're in a meeting together. There's a lot of times that'll happen where they'll both take the piss out of me on the phone in a meeting together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they are they go for breakfast at a Mercedes dealership in Rushcutters Bay quite often. That's one of the places they'll meet. There's a cafe there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Be a nice cafe, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know.
Well, it's a Mercedes dealership in Rushcutters Bay.
Isn't that across the road from?
It's not exactly the ghetto, is it?
It's not the ghetto, no.
Where Michael's from.
But yeah, so they've got a very good relationship, and this will, I think that part of this negotiation will, that relationship will be tested at times. But I think, Chammy, in an ideal world, if the Roosters could say to Victor, why don't you finish your career in England?
Yeah.
But I don't know if Victor's at that stage as a
Well,
player.
he's an England international.
I know, but I don't know if he's at that stage.
I think those conversations over the course of today have or will happen.
Yeah, well, I think they will happen if they're not already happening.
How's the feedback been from Roosters fans?
I turned comments off. No, I just think for legal reasons you got to do that. But we're not doing anything. It's not like I've gone through, staked out Victor Radley's house and waited till he's away and picked up his phone and taken the text messages from them. Like at the end of the day, these
gone through bins like previous rugby league reporters have done.
Don't name names, but this is part of the police
Hang on, is
evidence.
This a shot at me?
No.
One of your counterparts.
You're above that, just. Yeah.
You know, my Wikipedia used to say.
You have a Wikipedia?
Well, I didn't know I had one.
You created your own Wikipedia.
If I created it, it wouldn't have said this. It said that I was a product of orangutans at Taronga Zoo.
Ooh, are we allowed to laugh at that?
I don't know.
I'm laughing anyway.
That's what it was said. And that I'm most often seen going through rubbish bins outside people's houses.
It's because you're trying to feed your cat.
So that is my place in life.
Danny, the bin chicken Weidler.
Anyway, sorry, Chammy.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Was that how your story came about? Because this is all going to be in court.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be in court. Yeah. So this information, and I spoke to Radley yesterday, but I did say to him.
Good on you for calling him and giving the heads up. I think it's really good.
I don't.
Well, you have to do it.
You have to call.
And you've got a relationship with Victor, so it's not like it's something you take.
I'm not enjoying it. Like, no. I'm not taking satisfaction out of this. But the point is, I'm doing my job, and this is not information that wasn't going to become in the public domain anyway. So
that's what I mean. So
think
Roosters fans will be like West Tigers fans think of you. Oh, you only want to cast negative light on our club, but this is readable information, terms of journalistic quality. In terms of getting people to read a publication, people will want to know what is going on here. We're talking about it for 20 minutes.
It's a legitimate story. And Chammy, you also went to LA with the Roosters, and I'm sure you would have spent time with Victor.
Well, it's funny because Victor and I, when we were in LA, we had to sort out our differences because...
What, in a fight? Or
definitely not.
A wrestle?
Definitely not.
It's a miracle you're still here if that was the case.
Because the Rooster, Trent Robinson, it was myself and Bulldog Richie were there, and Trent Robinson asked us to come up and speak to the players, and Trent interviewed us in front of the players, and the players went back and forth asking questions and getting their views on the way the media works. And I'd gone into that camp, and Roosters inviting me in on the back of breaking the story in Manchester that Victor Radley had got into a pub fight.
Had the rumble.
With, I can't remember his name, Bentley maybe? James Bentley is his name? Irish International Super League player. And so Radley's views of me were obviously a little skewed towards the side of not liking me. But we sorted that out. I like Victor, and I explained to him what had happened in that situation.
I think in a recent podcast he even said you're a journo that he likes.
He did actually. Yeah. Maybe we should play that. Yeah, that's great. I don't know if he'll say it anymore. But look, I don't know. I hope Victor, at the end of the day, he'll learn a valuable lesson in this situation if the allegations are to...
We'll see what's going to happen.
Be true.
Can I ask one? Like, if Nick Politis doesn't make those comments, right?
They get away with it.
But I don't think any of this... I don't think much happens as a result.
Oh, if in terms of these transcripts come out, it becomes a story, but it doesn't become
sacking.
That's the story now.
I'm sorry, it's a real murky area. If we're talking slow and mumbling, it's because we don't want to get ourselves into any legal drama. But
that's also how we talk.
Any previous indiscretions in regards to players and any notion that they are taking illicit substances with photos, you can get out of because there's no proof, and they have all got out of it. Yeah. I can't remember one player who has been in a white powder substance saga
The only person,
getting sacked.
The only one who paid a major price for cocaine was Wendell Saylor.
But that was because of the results.
And it was game day stuff, right?
Yeah,
Remember?
and Brent Naden for the grand final.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
But there was game day stuff for Wendell, and he paid a major price. And in that instance, I have to give Wendell a lot of credit. He owned up to everything.
Just owned it,
And, he realised his mistake.
Well, and that's why you'll read these stories that Chammy's doing, and like midstream with all these, text messages and reporting of it, there is the line. There is no suggestion that Victor Radley obtained or took illegal substances because you actually do not have definitive proof.
No. The police claim that it happened, and that's what we ran the exchanges. The police claim the text messages prove that the drop happened, the exchange happened. But we don't physically see it, and he hasn't been tested for it. So he may argue with the Roosters that, maybe I did pick it up, but I didn't take it.
Yeah.
It's going to be murky.
There's no proof.
There's no proof.
Brandon Smith.
Yes. Story at the moment. That's why I keep looking at my computer. We're dropping this story around Brandon Smith and the text exchange between him and two of his mates in relation to the betting charges that he will face, providing inside information. Now, the exchange, look, as I have to stress, this is the exchange and this is the police evidence that will be provided in court. Now, this is the exchange as we reported in the Sydney Morning Herald today. On July 2, a friend of his messages in a group chat with his brother, not Brandon's brother, the friend's brother. The friend's brother is also the guy at the centre of the drug dealing allegations. Okay? The friend says, are you playing this weekend? Smith, yep. The friend says, first grade. Smith says, yeah, bro. Told me today, starting 2, lol. Okay? That's July 2. Between that happening on July 2, on July 5, so that's the last correspondence the police have before another correspondence on the July the 5th at night. But before that, July 5th at 10 a.m., Wayne Bennett has a press conference, confirms that Smith will play. They present to him his jersey, his club debut, which is on the social media of the club at 12:30 that day.
That's a Saturday. They're playing on the Sunday Arvo at Brookie.
That's right.
Yeah.
At 4:05 on the Saturday, they reduced their team from 22 to 19, and Brandon
So he's named
is
on
there.
the bench at this stage?
He's named on the bench.
Right. Oh, that's important to say.
That's right.
Yeah.
Saturday, July 5 at 6:35 p.m. Brandon Smith, the friend, sends him a message. Let's go. And it's a screenshot of a $250 bet placed on Sportsbet for Brandon Smith anytime try scorer at $8.50 with the potential return of $21.25. Right? Smith says $8.50. That's effing crazy. Friend says, can I get a confirmation you are run on? Brandon Smith's reply, I'm run on 100%. Then the friend shares a screenshot of a $200 bet placed on Sportsbet for Brandon Smith at first try scorer, the odds of $91 with the potential return of $18,200.
So you're not getting over 50s if the player's in the starting lineup, knowing this market.
I don't know this market.
Yeah, I don't have intimate knowledge of it, but I got
Sounds
some
like you
knowledge
do.
of it.
But at this stage, there is nothing to suggest that Smith has said, get on me, but he's a close friend, which it's going to be murky because all these players tell their families and friends if they're playing or not.
So who is he telling?
He replies to this guy, it's friend A I've written in the story.
Right.
This is a close friend of
I'm
his.
hearing this like Adam is for the first time. So is this friend A any way involved in the other situation?
No. Oh, it's not friend A is not?
No.
I believe friend B is.
You believe or you know?
Who's friend B?
Friend B, then, so Smith replies to that
Where's he come from?
screenshot. Hang on, Smith, it's in a group chat.
Okay.
Smith replies in that group chat about with the $18,200 potential return with a ha 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 ha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the message to friend B, Smith messages friend B, who is the guy that he gave, the number he gave to Radley to contact.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
The guy from Goldie.
Mm.
He messages him. Smith says, bro, I'm paying $91 for first try scorer. The friend of Smith replies, back it? ? Smith says, I'm starting. Friend says, I'll back it. Smith says, so it's not a bad bet. Brah, ask the other friend A to send you his bet. $8.50 anytime and $91. Sports bet. think it's getting bobbed. Ha ha.
What's that mean?
I don't know what bobbed
Bob
means.
means, and the next line says, I just went and I got $51.
Yeah, just went on lads, got $51.
Yeah, so what would happen there, again, without intimate knowledge, but a little bit of knowledge based on the fact that I've been punting since I was 12. Bet responsibly, everyone. Bet responsibly. That if something untoward happens there, like if someone all of a sudden has $100 or $200 on something that seems outlandish, then an algorithm sets off in that betting market for that bookmaker, and they're all linked. They all know what each other are doing. So there's no fine cotton, bold personality type situation where you can get. Yeah, it's really hard to pull off a plunge.
So bobbed is to do with
I can only assume that means it's getting backed, and it's the odds are coming down.
Okay.
So once that initial bet went on at $91, what would have happened? It would have triggered something in like the betting agency, whoever it was with. It's like, well, that's weird because Brandon Smith is not meant to be starting this game, and all of a sudden someone's backing him. There's info out there. So I don't know exactly what the process is internally from a betting agency, but that would indicate to them that there's some info. And this happens all the time with horses, which trial well behind closed doors. It's 20-1, and someone's just gone and put 10 grand on it. Oh, the next thing you know, it's 5-1.
Okay, as a punter, Adam, and as someone who knows sport, and knowing that footballers aren't supposed to be involved in gambling, how big an issue is what Brandon Smith is doing?
I would say this happens more than you would know.
Okay.
And it's not sinister. It's maybe he's doing a favour here, and it's only because it's. But I reckon if you checked a lot of professional sports people's phones, you would know. For instance, like even down to lower level stuff.
Yeah.
Like betting agencies want to bet on everything. That's why YouTube streams of a lot of like park football sport go out. So old mate in another part of the world can actually bet on it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy on markets that you don't even know exist. So
Souths obviously didn't think they would have known all this, and they didn't think it was an issue.
Yeah.
And Wayne Bennett would have known all this, and he didn't think it was an issue.
No.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens with this. Like I'm not a punter, so I don't know how bad this is, but it does look. It's not a good look, though, is it?
it's not.
Now that it's out there, and it depends on who I think. To me, the issue is the friend B or whoever he's communicating with, and I think that's what could cause. Just from my initial thoughts, having heard that from Michael, the friend B worries me, and what that can have.
There's implications all the time. Like, and it does actually lean back on what the NRL's rules are around this. Like, how stringent are they? Like, and obviously Peter Valandis has an intimate knowledge of
they
how
be stringent. They need to be stringent.
Yeah, like jockeys are like it's a complete no-no.
That's
and
his
they
area.
get rubbed out for 6 months, 12 months. James McDonald, one of the best jockeys around early in his career, he did something he shouldn't have, and he paid a heavy price for it. Yeah. There's some serious repercussions for people involved in the racing industry. I know for a fact that I worked on an event which has just a strictly you cannot even open a betting app on site. 6 months later, one of my mates had a bet on that event in a bet with mates scenario, like a group chat, like a punters club, and I got a don't do that again. Yeah. And I would say, I didn't do anything. This is my mate. But it's like, no, you can't be associated. So some sporting organisations have a 0-0.
Well, the NRL need to because they greedily gobble up all the cash that they can get from sports betting.
Yep.
And they need to be squeaky clean. So that I think this is a test for the NRL in that area. I think we've got to see how strong they are and how squeaky clean they need to be seen to be.
I just don't know the rules. So anyway, we'll see where that one leads, and good work on it, Chammy. Anything before we move on to our next subject, or busily typing away
I'm
there?
just putting this, as we're talking, this story's just gone live, so I'm just putting it all on socials. But look, I don't know what you guys just said because I wasn't listening.
It's like watching Picasso, isn't it?
It's like his own industry.
I wasn't listening to what you said, but what was the overall feeling of the level of, like, is this on the, like, I heard you say Wayne Bennett didn't think it was that bad. Yeah. I think he's got a little bit to worry about. I don't think there's anything that's going to see Tim Simona banned from the game, never to return. Remember when he was putting bets on people to score tries against him? They were the allegations.
Yeah. That's another story. But my feeling is that its next step is NRL. Like, what are your parameters around this?
NRL. I can see them suspending him for a few weeks for it.
Yeah, but
And it'll
what
be-
are their rules around it? You can't just make it up
No,
on the run.
he's not allowed to. He's not allowed to
Provide
do what he
information,
did.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to do
That's
what he
written
did.
in his contract. Or
My
written-
understanding is he's not allowed, but there would be a lot of players nervous right now about what they tell their friends and family
Absolutely.
every single day of the week.
Jamie,
Like
my
especially on
concern-
Tuesday, especially on Saturday, captain's run, when the 19 goes to 17 and everyone knows where they're starting.
And my concern, who the friend B is, Chammy, and that's what,
Well, that's why he's been caught up because
That's
friend
right.
B's phone has been
That's-
seized.
That's my
Friend B is the
concern.
alleged drug dealer.
That's my concern.
Okay, moving on to our next subject. A meal, a succulent Chinese meal. Phil Gould and
I'm just
the
looking-
Galvins.
Oh yes, I'm looking at the rundown. For
So
the first
what's
time.
the background of this?
So, in case you've been living under a rock,
Which happily I haven't. I live under a roof at this stage. If I keep gambling, maybe it could be the Rock.
Lachlan Galvin, as you know, has been a lightning rod for media attention, social media attention, and all of that ever since the Isaac Moses list of demands to the West Tigers and his exit from the club.
Story of the year so far.
Yeah, the biggest story of the year by a stretch, I think.
Yeah, Daly Chervins was pretty big.
No, this one tops it.
It wasn't yeah, it does, but it's not a stretch. You said by a stretch.
All right.
Keep,
Okay.
Just stay on your phone over there and your
It's not,
Instagram.
what's not a stretch?
Okay, all right. One of the stories of the year.
Yeah, thank you. We're all about facts here and getting our facts right.
Thank you, Michael.
Keep going.
And yeah, so obviously he's been feeling the heat. He's getting a lot of love and attention and support from his teammates. But a couple of weeks back, the great Gus Gould decided to bring in his parents because he'd been hearing a few things about the stress they're under. And I could imagine. I think Lachlan Galvin still lives at home. I could imagine dealing with everything that Lockie's going through. Like we see it, and it's pretty heavy. But imagine being his mum and dad, and it's a sign of what Gus does behind the scenes. Is he's doing stuff all the time for family, friends, people who are in the office that we never hear about. But I heard about this dinner that they had, where they were just checking if they're okay, because I think there's no question Lockie is hearing the outside noise, and there is no question that to some degree he's being impacted by it. And I guess whether it'll be now or in 2 years' time or whenever, when he tells his story about it, I think we'll hear a fair bit of stuff come out. And it was just a nice thing to do to check in, particularly on his mum, because no one wants to see their kid copying what he's been copying, and it's been relentless. And it hasn't just been social media.
Do you think they regret it, Danny? Because at the time it was unfolding at the Tigers.
You called it.
The
You called it at the time. What was going to happen?
they were adamant that wasn't the manager. I think he even said it, Lockie, to you, that this wasn't the manager pushing it. It's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted.
And I was always critical. The manager knows better. He should be telling you, I'm telling you, you do not want what this is going to bring. And I said to Bulldogs, even as recent as yesterday, people at the club, highly influential people, you should have waited till the end of the year for
What'd they
everyone's
say?
sake. I think there's an element of, probably, but we're here now.
Were they going to risk not getting him if they didn't get him then?
I'm sure they would have got the deal done. He always wanted to go to the Dogs, mate. You know that.
Yeah.
I really feel sorry for them. But as I've said,
Who do you feel sorry for?
for Lockie, his family, like Lockie seems like a great kid, and
He's a lovely kid.
his family are obviously decent people. I just don't think they understood the ramifications of what they were embarking on when they did what they did.
Well, he's become massive clickbait too, hasn't he? Like,
And that doesn't change. You don't just become not clickbait. Just ask Danika Mason. Like, speaking of,
hang on.
speaking of,
Oh,
No,
here he
you're
goes.
not
I got a text
Don't
from Danika
call
this
her.
morning.
Don't
Yeah,
call
yeah.
her.
And I'm not calling her. I got a text from her this morning. She's a bit creepy. The text came through. I was a bit worried at 5:19 a.m.
Yeah. She's been up for 3 hours like
She
Danny.
sends me a link to a story. It's a Daily Mail story. Danika Mason tells footy reporter to read out his search history after he admitted his social media feed was flooded with stories about her.
We've had Daily Mail cut through.
So
Channel 9 sports presenter Danika Mason has cheekily suggested a footy reporter read out his search history after he admitted his social media feed was flooded with stories about her. Mason, known for her sharp wit, which I don't know if she is, was chatting to sports journalists Michael Chammas, Danny Weidler and Adam Peacock on Triple M's The Journos podcast when the lighthearted exchange occurred. Last week on the podcast, you were talking about how your feed is being flooded with stories about me. Mason asked Chammas, "What is your algorithm?" Chammas smiled, replying that his feed was just rugby league news. It's not rugby league news. I want to know what your search history is, Mason replied. Here we go. I'm going to ask you right now to bring up your Google search history. Would you do it, Chammy? Weidler joked that Chammas would have searches about travelling to Turkey, a jibe referencing his hairline. Meanwhile, early this week, then it goes into more stuff about Danika's love story with Liam Knight. So
are you now clickbait, Chammy?
Well, I don't know if this podcast has become clickbait.
No, because I was looking at the phone when Chammy was reading that, and all there was photos of Danika. No photos of.
Oh, we didn't get a start?
I don't think so. I don't think you would have got a start.
Oh, Danika. It's all about Danika. See, I told you. Selfish. Give us some love.
You're not the clickbait pal and never will be.
Oh, no. Hang on. There's a video of it. There you go.
there you
Daily
go.
Mail. We got to start, boys. We're famous.
Oh, my God.
Great stuff.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Galvin
Clickbait.
being
Yeah.
clickbait.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
You're very-
So with Isaac Moses, he obviously had a clear idea of how he wanted it to play out in a football sense. And you can argue that's good, bad. We'll find out in 5 years' time how many comps he's won at the Bulldogs and where the West Tigers are at and where Benji Marshall's at as a coach. But did he have an inkling that this would turn out this way? Because you knew exactly. I probably had a fair idea, and Danny a fair idea, about how his reputation will be reported on and his situation will be reported on for the next 6 months. And it was clear. It was clear how it was going to pan out. It wasn't going to go away. Did Isaac weigh that up and go, you know what, we know we're going to cop that, but the football benefits of doing this now outweigh that, and we'll just have to deal with it? Or they underappreciated it heavily, what was going to happen?
Well, I didn't cross over to the dark side and speak to him, so you're better off probably talking to Danny and asking what his conversations with Isaac were like at the time, because I didn't. But you'd like to think, as a manager, he presented all this. He's been down this path before. He would have told the family, this is what's going to happen. I don't know how strongly he did, because this was only going to end one way because of how hostile it became. What was your experience of that conversation like with?
I don't know, because I'm not close with Isaac.
You did speak to him
I
at the time.
spoke to
You
him,
admitted to
but
speaking to him.
I was after the information.
Yeah, no, I'm
and
mucking around.
No, I know. I was after the interview with him.
Yeah.
And I made that very clear to Isaac, that I want to do an interview with Lachlan Galvin, which to Isaac's credit, it came through.
Yeah.
And he had no influence over that interview. He wasn't there for it, nothing like that. He didn't have any riders on it. But that's what I was after. And I was after information, and I got information throughout the process, which, put me offside with West Tigers fans. Yeah, well, I'm a mouthpiece. Well, I'm not. It also put me offside with Shane Richardson, where he gave me lots of sprays. But I'm not close enough to Isaac to know whether or not he briefed the family or what the conversations were. I have no idea about that. But I do know that it was pretty obvious, given that Isaac was involved, that there was going to be a section of the media who don't like Isaac, who don't like the way he operates, who would go after him, and as a consequence would go after Lachlan Galvin.
And they know that works, because they know that people are going to want to read about it.
Watch it,
and absorb it.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the Dogs playing the Panthers on Sunday Arvo. 70,000 plus expected at Course Stadium. And it's
Massive.
on Triple M and listener coverage from 12 noon with the Sunday sin bin.
I'll be there.
Leading up to You're actually going to another game.
Another game. I'm going to the prelim as well, locked in, Brisbane. I can't wait.
How
Excited.
good.
More games in 3 weeks than I have all year.
I'll be on the couch hoping it goes past the 6 p.m. news.
Oh, yeah, whoa. Okay.
Here we go.
Now, Adam.
You're in trouble here, sir.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Adam,
you are.
fine.
Mate, your
I'm
name
fine.
was spoken in vain yesterday.
Where at?
the right
Adam. You, on one of the many, many radio shows, podcast, I can't keep up with them all, right?
Mhm.
You do. You must do at least 20 different shows, right?
Something like that. Yeah, just to get out of the house.
It was brought to my attention by one of your biggest fans,
Mm-hmm.
someone who
Yes.
supports your career
Huge admirer.
huge admirer,
No longer.
James Bracey.
Brace.
He
Yep.
brought it to my attention that you said that the news was irrelevant for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
The
The timing of the news, not the news.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you're changing your tone.
No, the 6 p.m. time slot.
Beep,
So anyway,
beep, he's
just-
reversing.
I think
I've said it for a long
I think
time.
in the group chat, I produced some ratings figures that
You did.
say that it's the top rating show most nights of the week
Yeah.
in Sydney.
Especially last night, because I led the news.
Well, Chammy's, I'm sure it would have rated really well.
Probably
fuck.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
so for the last 15 years, Peter Overton, with Ken Sutcliffe and then James Bracey have won the news in Sydney.
Yep.
And
What demographic though?
Do I look like a demographic guy?
Because
But I'm just saying.
Do I look like a demographic guy?
What
7
is
and
that?
9 can twist those ratings any other way. You see at the end of the year, we're number one. They both say we're number one.
No,
They've done it
they
for the last
don't.
20 years.
In Sydney, the last 15 years that they've won the ratings,
Yeah.
clearly.
Do I look like
And this year,
such a
what?
Western Sydney comeback? You didn't have anything. Do I look like a demographic guy?
What does a demographic
But
look like?
Anyway, I'm just hanging around with you, Chammy. And it is the top rating show most nights of the week, and the numbers are growing.
6 p.m. news, it's the time slot, which I say in reference to the grand final, because I want the grand final at 6 p.m.
Well, you said it's irrelevant for the last 10 years.
Yeah, it is. The actual time slot of the news. The news is not relevant. The things that
seems
run,
to be okay.
the two things that are holding a free-to-air television model together are live sport and news.
Yep.
That's why you have 14 bulletins a day.
Listen to David Gingell over here.
It's true, isn't it? Is it true?
You're telling the story.
Is it true? And a few shows like Block and Maths and all that, they help.
go okay too.
But the actual central to the business is news and live sport.
Yep.
However, when live sport is better than the news, i.e. an NRL grand final, and the best possible solution for me as a fan of an NRL grand final, the ideal situation is to have it at 6 p.m, I would say bump the news to 5 or bump the news to 8 or 9.
Okay, but I'm just saying 10 years it hasn't been irrelevant, and it's still a top rating show in Sydney.
The time slot of the news,
Day to day,
fine, have it whenever you want.
Okay, that's a
I
concession.
But at NRL grand final
That's a
time,
concession.
have it at 6 p.m.
Okay, I'm not talking about the one-off grand
Move
final.
And the reason why it's not, I reckon,
I just was
is because
given-
Channel 9 say we want our news at 6.
I was given information that you said it was irrelevant.
Peacock, I told you Bracey was getting a bit
Didn't I
arrogant.
say it on this show?
I told you. Now he's going. He wants to have.
Listen to this bloke.
Hey, you on me?
Divide and conquer over here.
Hey,
Switzerland.
So hang on,
If
whose
you
side
stick
you
with
on?
me, you'll be reading the news in no time, brother.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you want to get rid of Bracey?
We'll start a campaign.
And Bailey.
Mate, it's conflict of interest. He's
Zach
on the
just
Bears
got his
board.
feet under the desk.
Look at Ryan's going to kill me. We love Brace. It's okay.
I swear to God I said that on this podcast.
Well, I might have not been listening like Chammy most of the time when we talk.
I gave Brace the choice. You team Gus, you team Chammas. He chose team Gus, so I'm now team Peacock.
Oh, wow.
Brace. Love you, Brace. Thanks for listening.
I
I
love
just
you too,
backed down.
James.
Now you went on team Brace.
No, I'm on team everyone.
Stuff you all.
Back in a sec. Final scheduling, Chammy. Thoughts on a Friday Sunday split for the prelim finals, which hopefully kick off at 6 p.m.
I love the idea of the Sunday afternoon prelim. I remember in '99, I went to the Sharks Dragons prelim. We beat the Sharkies. Mundine, Blacklock doing backflips and going into the grand final, which we won't talk about. But that's some of the greatest memories of my life. That Sunday afternoon, and it's hard with kids to go to these games on a Saturday night. It's late, kickoffs.
Very true. Yep.
And as a young fella, I still remember it. Now, I understand the argument this year that the Friday night gives them a 9-day turnaround compared to a 7-day turnaround. But this is potentially a one-off because of the grand final. The Storm, we don't want to play the Storm on the same afternoon as the grand final. I get this notion, stuff the game and back yourself. But if Collingwood do win, like I was there last week and training, there was like 7,000 or 8,000 people watching training. Imagine if they win that grand final. They're all going to go across to the training ground, which is next door to Amy Park.
It's mayhem.
Yeah.
And it will be mayhem.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair to ask that. And,
I
and,
get that.
and think
Yeah.
about the preparation for the players driving in and the streets closed.
But
So
why
you-
didn't they play the Brisbane prelim on a Saturday night?
Because they could have. They could have. And they could have played Melbourne on Sunday. But the problem is, as I said again, if the Collingwood Magpies win the grand final, there is a parade on Sunday. They shut down all the streets, and the NRL has to make a decision. So they had to make it based on a worst-case scenario. So I understand it. But going forward, if that wasn't the case, and let's say, for example, that the Bulldogs did win last week against Melbourne, then it would have been Saturday night into a Sunday Arvo prelim.
It's a definite advantage, though, isn't it?
It is,
It's
but move on.
But I understand why. Only because imagine being a fan and wanting to fly down and see it as well. Imagine the flight prices on that weekend going to Melbourne. Accommodation.
Accommodation's already booked out.
How the fans who, if there were fans who wanted to go watch a game,
Yeah.
it would be very hard for them to actually go. So on that count,
point.
I understand.
Good
that.
point. That's
I
why you're a
actually-
demographic guy. You understand the people. No, it's actually a good point.
Aren't you the people's champion?
Yeah, but you're the demographic guy. It's a different thing.
Anyway, I'm just
Demo
I'm
Danny.
just thinking of the fans.
Hey,
I've been
you know
called
what the most
worse.
important fixture on the calendar
no,
is
but-
September 30
What's
at
that?
Accor Stadium, the media race.
Oh, you
What's
in?
that?
I'm in. Buzz is racing. Can you come in?
I can't. You know I can't. Move.
Buzz is racing.
Chammy, you know
He
how
can't
many
walk.
broken legs have I had?
He's 88 years old.
I
He
don't think
can't
Buzz would
walk.
appreciate that.
He can't
How
walk.
old
I
is
actually
Buzz?
can't walk. Buzz would be 60.
Walk past Buzz.
I don't. You can be our representative
Don't be-
of our podcast.
Don't be
and
a
our
bloody
news.
cat, Walker. Okay?
You know I'm not running.
Do you know what I'm?
I choose not to run.
Get in a wheelchair.
You did that, but that went straight over your head. That line.
What?
What he just said.
Oh, I refuse to run?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh my
It's a
god.
Seinfeld line.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Why you put on an accent for?
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah,
I don't watch
be.
shit, bro. It's big. Seinfeld is Seinfeld's
watch
irrelevant
what?
for the last decade.
It's not relevant. It's relevant to every part of life.
I don't
It
do
is.
Seinfeld.
Still, I'm with you.
The only
I'm
time I've
back
ever
on
watched
Team Adam.
Seinfeld or whatever that guy's name is in the B movie when he was in that, and that's about it.
Oh my
As
God.
in that guy, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Who's
I
in this
won't.
media race, by the way?
I think James Graham.
Yeah.
I think Josh Mansour.
He wins.
Yeah, I should get a handy. I'm not fast. I'm not claiming to win, but
Yeah.
we get a bit of a, have a bit of fun. Just do it, mate. It's for a good cause.
I'll donate to your cause. I'm not running.
What's the cause?
I've no idea.
Oh,
Just to see you lose. That's a good enough cause.
Who else?
I don't know. I haven't been told.
Reedy.
I don't
is
want
a
Reedy in a
former
race. He'll
athlete.
beat me, and he's 58 years old. He'll beat me.
Yeah.
you're an age.
It's embarrassing.
You keep aging people.
How old is Reedy?
I don't know. But you've aged Reedy. You've aged Buzz. He's not aged.
Maybe I should bring him. He's
He looks
43, so when he
88, but he's
beats
not
me, it's not as bad. Anyway, September 30, get out there.
Okay,
Tickets
great.
selling fast.
Fabulous.
Where?
Accor Stadium.
Is it at a core?
Are you fair income?
Yeah, it's at Accor
Is
Stadium.
Roger Fabry involved, my man?
I should go and see him. You reckon he'll give me mates rates
I will organise for you if I can film it.
to do sprint training?
Yeah.
If you want to start with Roger Fabry for 13 days before the event and you think that that's going to help you, you've got some serious issues.
Roger could help you.
What are you saying? I need help.
I'm just saying he could help you.
I want to know the unders overs. Wonder if friend A can help me out with this. On amount of hamstrings that will go. I reckon it's 4.5 is the unders
Yeah,
overs.
If there's 8 in the race, yeah.
Who do you want to see? Oh, we'll try. This is like, who do you want to see?
I'm happy to see you.
We get Webby involved.
I don't think Webby wants to.
I'm just
beat
trying to think of people I can beat. Webby for sure. Who else?
you. You could beat most people. You're pretty fit.
Is it
young.
grand final
Not
week?
fast,
It's
though.
grand final week, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the entertainment for the grand final.
I reckon I'll have all of you covered except for Sauce.
Maybe Teddy Swims want to be part of
Easy.
it.
Teddy Swims, I think he's busy singing somewhere.
He's going to be there
Yeah.
that week.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Michael Maguire, the master. I mean, that from Brisbane was, I'd call it the second best comeback of the year.
Dogs?
No,
First best?
I'm
No.
looking at the best. No, Queensland and Origin.
He missed that again.
Queensland and Origin. was the
sorry,
best.
I got a
We're-
message.
We're really into the turkey jokes, aren't we?
Yeah, whatever.
couldn't
I haven't
help
been a freaking turkey.
Allegedly.
Coconut oil, guys.
Do we have one of those herald disclaimers? We have to.
Michael Chammas is not involved in any wrongdoing.
So all of this, and I do read with interest that Phil Rothfield has become part of the Madge
I know.
redemption story about the fact that I'm not going to talk to him after the way he
Oh,
talked to me about the
hang
boat trip and everything. But
What?
yeah, it's lobbed on
Okay.
social media. But
I'm sure Madge would be really concerned.
he's
that
really
Buzz
invested
has
in that.
banned him.
it's a fair comeback from him though, because
Broncos?
the stories about where this team were going to land was totally to do with their performance this season and what he could do and infiltrate out that tone that was around the club, which was the words leading to soft. And if they were the superstars thought that they were better than they are, well, that last 20 minutes or 26 minutes, which cut into your news time, was just
News won by 300,000 viewers that night.
extraordinary. Good lead in though.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
I think 289,000.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because they counted it from 6 p.m. and everyone was
I'm
still
just
watching the footy. That's how
saying.
the ratings
Anyway,
work,
back
Danny.
to-
Know your demographics and
that-
how it is
But
all
also
broken
boosted
down.
the league numbers. People turning on for the news
Correct.
ended up watching the end of the
Anyway,
league.
back
Everyone
to-
wins. See?
Everyone's a winner.
6 p.m. footy. Sorry. Back to Madge and how he's done this.
Yep.
Is there an element of, from Madge, and obviously you guys are down in Sydney, not up in Brisbane, so you don't really know the day-to-days of, I told you so, up yours, I know what I'm doing, or I don't actually care what you think of me.
Oh, Madge would care.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. He would
Madge,
care.
Madge would take receipts. He would remember.
He's got a dossier of receipts,
Does he
Madge.
really?
Come on, bro. I'm just going along with
I
it.
thought you might have known something. But look, he would know. He would know, like, the buzz comments. He would know all that. Whether that inspires him, I don't know. He would know. He would know the agenda that was run against him about old boys and this and that. He's not a Queenslander. Blah blah. He knew that all he had to do was win. Not easy to do, but he had to make some hard decisions. And where, the hard training and all that sort of stuff that he was criticised for, well, it seemed to work in the 93rd and 94th minute of that game, didn't it? And it seemed that they had a pretty steely resolve about them wanting to win. And it's one of the really good stories of the year, the Broncos turnaround.
I put that Reese Walsh last 15, 16 minutes in the same category as the Nathan Cleary grand
Really?
final 16 minutes. Just
I
how
put
influential
Cleary's- I
he
put
was.
Cleary's above it.
No, obviously it's above it because of the situation and he's playing for a premiership.
The
But in
outcome,
terms of
yeah.
his influence in a game in that
Incredible.
period,
Incredible.
to me, he's now the Australian fullback. You've got to take him over there. He's got to be your one. You're playing for the future. There's no one like it. I thought Teddy should get it before that, but they go on a run, Brisbane.
Yep.
Reese Walsh is your fullback for Australia.
Yep. You can't. Look, Teddy was brilliant this year, and I'd have no problem if he was fullback. But if Reese wins the Broncos the grand final, which he could easily do, and that performance, it's hard to knock him down.
I know you got to go, Adam. The other thing I want to touch on before you leave is around the number ones is the news in Newcastle around Justin Holbrook.
Yep.
And I think there's a line in the sand moment for Justin Holbrook to sit down with his number one, Kalen Ponga, and have a heart-to-heart about where things are at. Because he needs to know he's all in.
So the Ivan Cleary on the bus.
Yeah.
West Tigers.
And this
Scenario.
Don't bring that up.
this is
That
his
didn't go
moment.
so
This
well.
is Kalen's chance if he does want to leave to take it. And I think that this is Holbrook. He needs to know his number one is in for the long haul. And if he doesn't, and there's a part of him that wants to leave, which I'm telling you there is, then this is his chance to explore it. And Newcastle can make it happen, find someone, do a deal, swap, let him go, whatever it may be. Because Justin Holbrook needs a fully committed team to get that team back on track.
At this
Absolutely.
late stage of the season and with the off, who can suddenly get Kalen Ponga in given their
You'll have to do a swap with
Yeah,
someone.
has
You'll
to
have
be,
to go
doesn't
to him and say, I want these two players for Kalen or these two players.
because the mail all
Kalen.
along has been he's not happy.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's my mail still. He may stay, Danny. He may stay.
How did he get the job, Justin Holbrook?
I think experience in the end, the fact he's coached in the NRL was the reason they went with him over the other two. They think it's too big of a job
couldn't have
for a rookie
Yeah,
coach.
couldn't have a rookie.
Dean Young, Blake Green.
Yeah. And they're not like Dean Young's not a rookie, but he hasn't coached the first grade.
Rookie
team.
coaches. They've both
Yeah.
been around the game
Yeah.
a long, long, long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
It's a job and a half, though.
Yep.
It's a job like with your
Oh, it's
first team,
massive.
and then it's
massive.
rest of club.
Yeah.
But
It is.
Michael Hagan, he was on board with the selection process of this.
Yep.
Does he stay with the club in some capacity?
Not
Because
sure.
I would imagine that he's a pretty good guy to have around the place.
Very smart operator, good calm head. Yep.
would have been like a Tim Sheen situation where Michael Hagan's in there, ends up appointing himself. Would have been great.
He is not that kind of guy, Michael Hagan. He
No,
would
no,
not
he's
do
You had
that.
a little drive by in the Tigers, didn't you?
What?
Just a little one at the
I just
end.
wanted to upset him because he says I can't mention the Tigers on the pod.
Is Michael Checker off to Bondi as well to help out Trent Robinson?
That's the discussions they're having at the moment. It looks like it's going to happen. He'll be, I don't know the exact role, but it will be a full-time role with the club. So he sees it as his doorway to becoming a head coach.
That's
So
fair.
he could earn more money elsewhere. Like I think you'll earn close to 7 figures if he heads back to France or rugby. But he really, really wants to be an NRL head coach.
It'd be
so,
really interesting one day if he got that job, wouldn't it? Be a really
I hope
interesting
so.
story.
yeah, I hope
It would be a gift from the heavens for you two in particular and every other rugby league journalist if Michael Checker was the head coach. He is a
It'd be
quote
fun. It'd be
machine. Quote machine.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you what he thinks as well if he doesn't like it too, to your face.
That's all right.
We're used to that.
We'll have a writer reply on this podcast. We'll just bag him.
Yeah, when he's not here.
yeah,
That's the
correct.
tough guy mentality, Michael Chammas, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, dear.
Hey, before we go, Raiders Sharks, who wins?
Raiders.
Yeah, I think Raiders.
Expert opinion here. We
Yeah,
love our
no
footy.
one cares.
Raiders, Panthers,
Dogs,
through to the
Penrith.
prelim.
Penrith are prohibitive odds. I know that's been a theme.
We don't talk odds here, mate. You
No,
get in
it's
trouble.
not.
Gamble
But
responsibly.
I was just thinking a 2-horse race that the Dogs are. Can they rise? Given that they're a, it's almost like a casualty ward, not a footy team.
Yeah,
that
it's
dressing room
hard.
at the moment.
Like that loss and the injuries, and you know,
It's all in the crowd, isn't it?
like Villy Kickout playing with a busted face. You know, Stephen Crichton, they're trying to get him right. I don't know if that'll happen. You know, yeah, it's a hard one for the Dogs.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Pleasure as always, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
I don't
Look
think
forward to seeing what you got to offer in the 6 p.m. news tonight, Danny.
Still the one.
I don't think your security pass is going to work when you come back.
For many reasons. See you.